You used to buy things. You'd hand over money once, you'd get a thing, and the thing was yours forever. Nobody could take it back. Nobody charged you again next month. Now, your music is a subscription. Your TV is a subscription. Your software is a subscription. Your storage, your games, your razor blades, your gym, your car's heated seats, all subscriptions. Somewhere in the last 15 years, the entire economy quietly switched from selling you things to renting you permission. And here's the part that should bother you. This wasn't a conspiracy. Nobody met in a room and planned it. It happened because someone discovered a genuinely broken strategy, a move so overpowered that once one company ran it, every other company had to run it or lose. So, let me show you the exploit, how it works, why it spread to everything you own, and why it's almost impossible to switch off. Start with the old deal because it was beautiful. You bought a game cartridge. It was yours. You could play it in 10 years, lend it to a friend, sell it, leave it to your kids. One payment, permanent ownership. And same with a copy of Photoshop, a Word disk, an album, a car. And from the company's side, that deal has a fatal bug. It's called the install base problem. Sell a great product once and you make money once, but now your customer has it. They don't need another. So to grow next year, you must find brand new customers forever. And eventually you saturate. Everybody who wants your thing already has it. Your revenue graph flatlines. In game terms, you built an amazing item and then ran out of players to sell it to. So companies did the only thing they could. They invented reasons to rebuy. New version every couple of years. Photoshop 6, Photoshop 7, Office, again. And every single release was a fight, a giant marketing campaign to convince people the new one was different enough to pay for. Half your customers shrugged and kept the old version. Your income was lumpy, unpredictable, and depended on winning an argument every 18 months. Then someone did the math on the alternative. What if, instead of one big fight every 2 years, you charged a small amount every single month forever? No convincing, no upgrade cycle, no fight. The money just arrives quietly while everyone sleeps. Adobe pulled the trigger in 2013. They announced that Creative Suite, the boxed software you bought and owned, was finished. From now on, it was Creative Cloud, rent it monthly, or lose access. Customers were furious. There were petitions, and Adobe's revenue climbed anyway because the people who needed Photoshop still needed Photoshop. That's when the whole industry saw the leaderboard because Wall Street doesn't value all money equally. $100 million in one-time sales is nice, but it might vanish next year. $100 million in recurring revenue is a machine that prints predictably, and investors pay a huge premium for it. Same money, wildly different valuation, so the strategy became mandatory, not optional. If your competitor switches to subscriptions and their stock triples, you switch too. Or you get bought by the company that did. That's how a broken strategy takes over a game. Not because everyone's evil, because it wins. Now, the miracle. They got you to accept it, and they did it with one of the oldest tricks in behavioral economics. Paying hurts. Handing over $60 for a game triggers a real measurable flinch. Economists literally call it the pain of paying. Your brain evaluates it, weighs it, sometimes says no, but $9.99 doesn't trigger anything. It's beneath the threshold where your brain bothers running the evaluation. It's a coffee, it's nothing, and that's the exploit right there. They didn't lower the price, they lowered the pain, then it happened 7 more times. Video, music, cloud storage, a game pass, a fitness app, the news site you opened once, an AI tool. Each one individually is nothing. Each one lands on a different day of the month, on a different card, in a different app. There is no screen anywhere that shows you the total, so people guess low, dramatically low. In one widely cited survey, consumers were asked to estimate their monthly subscription spending off the top of their head. Average answer, about $86. Then researchers walked them through it category by category, one at a time. The real average? Around $219, 2.5 times what they thought. Same people, same bank accounts. They were off by more than $130 every month and about $1,600 a year, and had no idea. And it gets more elegant. No, it's because you never actively pay these. There's no moment of decision. It's automatic. The default is keep charging me. And doing nothing is a purchase. Companies have a wonderfully sterile term for this design. Negative option, your silence is consent. Your inertia is revenue. That's the difference between a shop and a toll booth. A shop needs you to walk in and choose. A toll booth just needs you to keep existing. Which brings us to the bit that turns a business model into a trap. Watch the asymmetry. Signing up takes one click. It's frictionless, joyful, designed by an entire team to be as easy as breathing. Now cancel. Suddenly, the button's hidden. It's in a sub-menu inside a settings page behind a login you forgot. There's a survey. There's a are you sure? There's a discount offer. There's a second discount offer. There's a pause instead. And for years, plenty of services that let you subscribe in 3 seconds on your phone required you to phone a human being to get out. This isn't sloppiness. It's engineering. In one federal lawsuit, regulators alleged that canceling a certain rideshare membership could take navigating as many as 23 screens and 32 separate actions. No, that's not a bad interface. That's a maze designed by people who know exactly how many players quit before the exit. Because here's the thing about churn. Every person who fails to cancel is pure profit. The math rewards friction. If adding one more screen keeps even a few % of people paying for another month, that screen pays for itself 1,000 times over. Regulators did eventually notice. In late 2024, the U.S. Federal Trade Commission finalized a rule nicknamed Click to Cancel, built on a simple idea. Getting out should be as easy as getting in. But days before it took effect in July 2025, a federal appeals court threw it out on procedural grounds, not because the idea was wrong. The FTC restarted the process in March of 2026, which means a new version is years away. Meanwhile, they've kept suing companies one at a time, including a $2.5 billion settlement with Amazon over how Prime was signed up for and canceled. And roughly 30 U.S. states have passed their own auto-renewal laws in the gap. But notice what that actually is. That's not a patch. That's a moderator manually banning individual players while the exploit stays in the game. So, why is everything suddenly a subscription? Because ownership was a one-time transaction, and access is a tax you pay forever. Because $9.99 doesn't hurt, and $219 never gets added up. Because the default is yes, and doing nothing is a purchase. And because once one company found the exploit, every other company had to run it too. The gold rush had shovel sellers. This one has landlords. And the only real counter move is embarrassingly simple, which is why almost nobody does it. Go add it up, all of it, right now. Not the guess, No, the actual number, because the entire model runs on that one thing you never do. Then decide what you actually want to keep renting.